what people are saying is that Maz Nnamdi Kanu should be released because he has not committed any offense. Whatever that has kept Maz Nnamdi Kanu there has been properly defined by the reality on ground. Maz Nnamdi Kanu never committed any crime. Maz Nnamdi Kanu was just how would I put it? Self-determination agitator for his people to prevent or to stop the current ongoing jihadist attacks in Nigeria. That is one. Two, Maz Nnamdi Kanu is also a victim of millions of people of oppressed Biafrans all over the world. Yes, oppressed Biafrans all over the world. And let me just put it very clearly. We should be talking about 1,000, close to 400 days in DSS custody. Maz Nnamdi Kanu has developed some level of health challenges. I do not know why Bola Ahmed Tinubu has refused to release Maz Nnamdi Kanu even after the federal government withdraw whatever defense whatever they have against him, and a no case submission was made by the lawyers of Maz Nnamdi Kanu, and up till now we have not been able to know the particular direction where people are saying that it requires a political solution, which I totally disagree with them. To release Maz Nnamdi Kanu is not a science, rocket science. To release Maz Nnamdi Kanu is very simple. And what does that mean? The federal government should, get the understanding of the Attorney General of the Federation, and they go to court there and withdraw whatever charges they have against Maz Nnamdi Kanu. Maz Nnamdi Kanu has faced trial, and in those charges we are seeing, there's nothing to nail Maz Nnamdi Kanu. They don't have anything. Maz Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer with the federal government. In whatever wisdom they are using, to manipulate that process, we are seeing James Omotosho, the presiding judge over the Maz Nnamdi Kanu's case. We know where he's actually coming from. We know, how he got to the position. He took that responsibility, and from what we are seeing now, there's deep reservation about questioning about the integrity of James Omotosho on the issue that has to do with him presiding over Maz Nnamdi Kanu's case. Yes, the matter was first scheduled to take place on the 10th of October, and it has been postponed to 26th. And before that time, October 2, before that time, his lawyers went to court to try to get a court order to allow him have access to medicals, even though we are hearing a certain time that the DSS doctors went to South Africa to conduct a certain test and all that. Those things, that is not what matters to us. What matters to us is that, whatever happens to Maz Nnamdi Kanu in terms of mysterious health challenge, of course, the Igbo people knows what to do and how to go about it. Release Maz Nnamdi Kanu. That's what people want to know. Everywhere in Nigeria, there's this pressure that Maz Nnamdi Kanu should be released based on fresh happenings within the society. And secondly, if it is to allow Maz Nnamdi Kanu get a proper medical care before that 26, maybe that's the reason why they postponed it. But from news that's making around the quarters is having it that there's a grand plan, there's a jubilation, there's so many things happening in preparation that Maz Nnamdi Kanu will be released on the 26th, after the judge has, gone through proclaimed judgment on no case submission submitted by the Nnamdi Kanu defense team. there's already signals about that. I know as news are filtering in that Maz Nnamdi Kanu is going to walk away on 26 December. There's jubilation in all the regions within the country. That to tell you the impact of Maz Nnamdi Kanu philosophy on Nigerians, as it case may be. Then, and secondly, the issue that has to do with how sincere is the federal government is Maz Nnamdi Kanu going to be granted bail that day? Is he going to meet his bail conditions? If it is something like that, at least we're supposed to be having a feeling, that okay, that's there's already a judgment on no case admission, and the next thing is to grant him bail, and bail conditions possibly met if the presiding judge deem it fit. But the way the federal government is going about this case, is very suspicious that there might be possibility that Maz Nnamdi Kanu, might not be released on 26, and a normal court adjournment, might likely take place. But the prayers of many people, thousands of people all over the world, is that Maz Nnamdi Kanu should be released unconditionally, because these people they are negotiating with the bandits who have killed thousands of people in Nigeria. The federal government are drinking tea, celebrating them, eating butter with them, at a point partying with them. Then how come? What is the justification that a man who is just seeking for defense of his own people over extremism and the rest of them should be kept in DSS custody? That's a million questions for Nigerians, and of course those involved that need to ask themselves. You cannot be carrying injustice and you expect justice at the end of the day. That is not possible, and that's what we are talking about now. Clearly, as it is now, I think the time has come for Maz Nnamdi Kanu to actually walk free on October 26. Maz Nnamdi Kanu definitely, hopefully, will be released from DSS custody to the embrace of 85 million Biafrans all over the world.
Okay,
that's what it means.
Viewers, if you are still watching, make sure you click on the like button, drop your comment, and also share this program. Let me take you on this, sir. He himself, Nnamdi Kanu, said they won't release him now until his health is about to fail him. Then they will release him so he can go out there and die. That's
what we are talking about, and that brought us to what happened in Kenya, under Uhuru Kenyatta, the former president of Kenya, and we're having William Ruto now as the current president of Kenya. Maz Nnamdi Kanu alleged that he was actually poisoned in Kenya. He said he was actually poisoned in Kenya, and those whom and that's why we are asking, with all these revelations and attack on human rights, abuse of fundamental rights of people that has the right, not even the privilege, to agitate for whatever reason, enshrined there in the United Nations Charter and the AU Charter, which Nigeria is signatory to. The ICC still keep blind over these atrocities. The ICC, International Criminal Court, have not been able, to intervene in such a deep conflict resolution issues. That's quite unfortunate, and that is why a lot of people are wondering, what is the use of AU, ECOWAS, and ICC in issues that have to do with human abuse and abuse of human fundamental rights. Even as much as we know that they are the one actually, make this thing a law. Self-determination is a law, is an act enshrined in United Nations Charter. But still, often and on, they still go about against some of these things we are saying, and they pretend as if they do not know what is actually, happening. That is what Maz Nnamdi Kanu is actually pointing at, that he was actually coming to Nigeria. He was not being allowed to have a direct medical access to his health care. They are pretending as if they don't know what it is. And it's quite suspicious that the DSS themselves, doctors, are the one who are trying to, supervise Maz Nnamdi Kanu's health. Very, imagine what Maz Nnamdi Kanu is actually actually going through in that DSS custody. Quite unfortunate, very, very bitter, when you hear issues like this coming out, on the public space, that a certain DSS doctor took his test to South Africa and all the rubbish and all that, So he has made it very clearly that there is something wrong about Maz Nnamdi Kanu, where he's saying that, they want a situation where his health issues will deteriorate as a result of what he has taken from these enemies, because of not having access to his fundamental human right, and he is being forced under duress to take some certain things, whether it is poison or not, and they intentionally want to allow him get to a point of that he cannot have become very incapable, and they will now release him for him to go and unfortunately their enemies will die at the end of the day. But I believe that somehow, somewhere along the line, God must surely intervene. Even those who are saying that Maz Nnamdi Kanu, over their dead body, he must not be released. Somebody like Joe Ibokwe and some other funny people who I do not even understand the direction where they are going. Well, that's the challenges that has to go with freedom fighting in a black mass world. Let me use it that way. In Africa, they do not understand anything. They do not understand what it means, what liberation and freedom actually means. They also believe that when it's okay for you, when everything is, you have whatever it takes and you can run whatever you want to run at the end of the day. That's what it means by you are fulfilled. Yes, because it favors you are fulfilled. Then those who felt that they cannot be part of this thing, you people are ganging up against him. I am having a deep reservation to Joe Ibokwe's statement that over his dead body, Maz Nnamdi Kanu be released on the 26th October 2025. Well, I don't know the justification for that statement, but I know from now on, because maybe you have benefited so much from the terrorist organization called APC, and that's why you are saying that, it's okay. But I can tell you, in all honesty, time will prevail. Posterity will judge everyone, and we do not expect that everyone will align with the reality on ground or with the philosophy of what Maz Nnamdi Kanu actually stood for, but the fact still remains that posterity will judge everyone anytime, any day, at when it matters most, and that's what it's all about. Hopefully that Maz Nnamdi Kanu will walk a free man on October 26th, and that's the reason why for the postponement. Already there's a grand plan, and for his celebration that's already going on, across the south and the southeast currently now. A massive, festive, ceremonious welcome is awaiting the IPOB leader, the Supreme Maz Nnamdi Kanu himself, at the end of the day. And whatever they have planted in his body, God will remove him by his own power. Those things will never harm him. Whatever Joe Ibokwe and his men has planted on Maz Nnamdi Kanu's body, it will be removed by the supernatural, because that man you are seeing there represents the voice of Chukwuokike Abiyama, and that is what many 85 Biafrans are waiting for, that Maz Nnamdi Kanu should walk a free man. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in all your conspiracy, it does not matter. What matters is what God says, and what God says is final. Release Maz Nnamdi Kanu is not the problem of Nigeria. You people are the problem of Nigeria. He has not contributed. He has not killed anyone. He has not suppressed anybody or oppressed anybody. Maz Nnamdi Kanu is just saying the obvious. Allow my people go. And that's what he's saying. And it's not in your making to determine that. We are in solidarity with it. The world is in solidarity with the reality on ground. That, yes, this is what the world sat down and argued and agreed, that people should seek for self-determination. Self-determination. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. And someone who has risen to that level of seeking for self-determination should not be seen to be an enemy of the state.